Welcome to Forgotten History Daily. I am William, and tonight we journey into one of history's most fascinating and darkest stories. It's a tale that would shake the foundations of America in 2026, leaving many stunned and bewildered by the sheer scale of its implications. As we delve into this enigmatic narrative, a chilling question echoes through the corridors of our collective memory. What happened to Dr. Howard Emma Taylor, renowned astrophysicist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory? Her disappearance on February 27, 2026, marked the beginning of a series of unexplained events that would soon come to be known as the Missing Scientists Conspiracy. It started with whispers of a top-secret government project, codenamed Erebus. Rumors hinted at an extraordinary endeavor, harnessing the power of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, but what caught the attention of the public was not the scientific breakthrough itself, rather the disappearance of several key researchers involved in the project. Taylor's vanishing act was followed by that of Dr. Carrie Liam Chen, a leading expert on exotic matter, who went missing from his lab just days later. As the nation grappled with the mystery, the media was abuzz with speculation about government cover-ups and the involvement of extraterrestrial life. It seemed that something extraordinary had transpired within the labyrinth corridors of America's most prestigious research institutions. The usually tight-lipped officials at NASA and the Department of Defense found themselves facing mounting pressure to disclose information. The atmosphere of intrigue was palpable as news outlets and conspiracy theorists alike began to piece together a puzzle that seemed to defy all logic. Why had these brilliant scientists, working on a project shrouded in secrecy, vanished without warning? Were they silenced? Did they somehow manage to escape their research facilities? And what exactly lay at the heart of Erebus? As we explore this twisted tale, you'll encounter a cast of characters whose lives were forever altered by events that unfolded behind closed doors. From the corridors of power to the darkest recesses of human curiosity, our journey into the Missing Scientist Conspiracy will reveal shocking secrets, shattering myths, and uncovering the hidden truths. Tonight on Forgotten History Daily, we embark on a journey that will challenge your perceptions, ignite your imagination, and forever change the way you think about the intersection of science, power, and truth. The year was 2026, a time of great technical advancements and scientific breakthroughs. But amidst the excitement, a sense of unease settled over America's research community. It started with whispers of classified projects and mysterious disappearances. A nation obsessed with space exploration and innovation began to question the true nature of its greatest minds. What was driving these brilliant scientists to risk everything in their pursuit of knowledge? And what secrets lay hidden behind the closed doors of government-funded research facilities?
New York City, 2026, a hub of activity where people from all walks of life converged on Wall Street, Broadway, and the concrete canyons of Manhattan.
The skyscrapers seemed to stretch up to the heavens as pedestrians navigated sidewalks crowded with street performers, vendors, and tourists. But amidst this vibrant backdrop, an air of surrealism hung heavy. In small-town America, whispers of government involvement in sinister activities had long been a topic of local legend. Many dismissed it as paranoia, but for those living in the shadows of secrecy, the threat was all too real. From the desert landscapes of Arizona to the coastal shores of California, America's research facilities sprouted up like mushrooms, fueled by billions of dollars in government funding. These high-tech oases seemed impervious to the passing of time, sleek and modern, with cutting-edge equipment that rivaled anything found in a top-secret laboratory. Here, brilliant minds worked tirelessly on classified projects, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. They studied everything from advanced propulsion systems to exoplanetary lifeforms. Theories abounded about alien life. But what if there was more to it? What if these scientists were actually working on something that threatened humanity's very existence? As we delve into this world of high-stakes research and government cover-ups, the lines between reality and science fiction begin to blur. In Washington, D.C., a shadowy figure emerged from the recesses of power. Dr. Nathaniel Winter, Director General of Research and Development for the U.S. Department of Defense. His reputation as a brilliant strategist and visionary had earned him countless admirers within the scientific community. But whispers spread about his true intentions, that he was using government funds to fuel a secret agenda, one that would change America forever. It started with small-town rumors, then newspaper headlines, scientists vanish without a trace, FBI investigates research facility break-ins, and classified documents seized in high-stakes raid. As the nation held its collective breath, the world watched as top researchers like Dr. Firster, Sophia Patel, an expert in astrobiology, and her disappeared into thin air. The disappearance of Dr. Rosser, the disappearance of Dr. Patel and her team sent shockwaves through the scientific community, with many speculating about the reasons behind their vanishing act. Theories ranged from abduction by extraterrestrial beings to government experimentation gone wrong. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that something far more sinister was at play. Nathaniel Winter's name kept popping up in connection with the missing researchers. It was alleged that he had been conducting secret experiments on a top-secret project, codenamed Erebus. The few who had seen the classified documents associated with Erebus spoke of an initiative aimed at harnessing other whistleblowers within the Department of Defense revealed that Dr. Winter's team had been experimenting with wormhole technology, essentially creating temporary portals to alternate dimensions or parallel universes. The implications were staggering. What if humanity could access these realms, either for scientific discovery or military conquest? The world was not prepared for such an existential revelation. Meanwhile, in Arizona, a local journalist named Maya Santos began digging deeper into the story, interviewing sources and gathering information about the missing scientists. As she delved deeper, she received disturbing phone calls from unknown numbers, warning her to back off the investigation. It became clear that someone or something was watching her every move. Patel's family members revealed more about their loved one's research before her disappearance. They spoke of Sophia's intense fascination with exoplanetary lifeforms and her theory that humanity might be on the cusp of a groundbreaking discovery, one that could either unite or divide nations. Some speculated that Dr. Patel had stumbled upon an extraterrestrial presence hiding in plain sight, leading to her tragic fate. A breakthrough came when Maya discovered a cryptic message hidden within an encrypted file, referencing a secret location known only as the Nexus. She followed the digital trail and unearthed a shocking connection between them. The implications were clear. Dr. Winter's team had been using government funds to explore the unknown, risking the very fabric of reality. As the United States government scrambled to respond to the crisis, an ominous warning emerged from the nation's capital. White House officials declared that classified information related to Erebus and the Nexus would remain sealed due to national security concerns. Maya realized she was being hunted by forces that would stop at nothing to conceal the truth. Her investigation had unleashed a chain reaction, but it seemed no one was prepared for what came next. Rumors began circulating about a top-secret facility hidden beneath the desert sands of Nevada's Area 51. Some whispered of an imminent Operation Elysium, with hundreds of soldiers and scientists converging on the Nexus to seal off any potential threats to humanity. Others claimed that Dr. Nathaniel Winter, now accused by some as a traitor, had gone rogue, manipulating the investigation to his advantage. The search for answers continued, but America's very fabric was beginning to unravel. Fears of alien invasion, government conspiracy, and interdimensional experimentation ignited passions across the nation. Would we be ready to face what lay beyond the veil of our reality? As the days passed, Maya's investigation led her down a rabbit hole of conspiracies and counter-conspiracies. She encountered a mysterious whistleblower, codenamed Nova, who claimed to have insider knowledge about Erebus and the Nexus. Nova revealed that the Department of Defense had indeed been experimenting with interdimensional travel, attempting to harness energy from parallel universes to fuel their own technological advancements. The revelations were too much for Maya to handle alone. She reached out to her estranged mentor, Dr. Elliot Thompson, a renowned physicist who had been working on top-secret projects within the government's labyrinth structures. His knowledge and expertise would be invaluable in unraveling the tangled threads of this mystery. Thompson agreed to meet with Maya, but only in secret, at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Las Vegas. The dimly lit facility reeked of neglect and decay, its walls adorned with peeling paint and rusty machinery. Maya arrived first, her heart racing as she scanned the area for any signs of surveillance. Just as she was about to give up hope, a figure emerged from the shadows. Dr. Thompson, his eyes bloodshot and his once sharp mind now laced with paranoia. He confirmed Nova's claims about dimensional travel, revealing that Erebus had successfully created micro-portals, gateways to alternate realities where humanity could tap into limitless energy. "Imagine it, Maya," Dr. School, Thompson whispered, his voice trembling. "A new era of unbridled progress, a world where we transcend the shackles of fossil fuels and unleash unfathomable power. But at what cost? We've unleashed something that can never be contained." Maya listened with growing unease as Dr. Hart Thompson explained how the Nexus had become a nexus, a hub connecting multiple dimensions, each with its own version of reality. "We're not just talking about energy," he said, his eyes locked onto hers. "We're talking about souls, Maya, trapped between worlds, souls adrift in the multiverse." In that moment, the scope of this mystery expanded exponentially. Maya realized that the disappearance of Dr. Tay Winter's team was merely a symptom of a far more sinister problem, one that threatened to upend humanity's understanding of its place within the cosmos. The shadows outside seemed to grow longer and darker as the clock ticked closer to midnight. Maya knew she had to share her findings with the world, but the very notion sent shivers down her spine. Who would believe them? And at what cost? Suddenly, the warehouse went dark, plunging them into an inky blackness. A faint hum echoed through the air. A faint hum echoed through the air. A faint hum echoed through the air. A hum echoed through the air. A hum echoed through the air. A faint hum echoed through the air. Maya's instincts screamed at her to flee, but Dr. Thompson grabbed her arm, his grip like a vice. "Too late," he whispered. "They found us." A piercing light illuminated the room as Maya felt the very foundations of reality be gift. The Nexus was about to seal its secrets forever, and she had just become part of it. As the light enveloped them, Maya felt a strange sensation wash over her, like being pulled apart at the molecular level. Her mind reeled as the world around her began to distort and ripple, colors bleeding into one another in impossible ways. She tried to scream, but her voice was lost in the cacophony of sound that filled the house. A mixture of machinery whirring, screams echoing, and an otherworldly hum that seemed to vibrate through every cell. Thompson's grip on her arm tightened as he dragged her across the room, towards what she could only assume was some sort of exit. Maya stumbled along beside him, her vision blurring as if her brain itself was struggling to comprehend the sheer scale of what was happening. They burst through a doorway and out into the night air, gasping in unison as they stumbled down a set of steps leading away from the warehouse. As they emerged onto the deserted streets, Maya's gaze swept frantically around the cityscape. Cars were stalled on the roadways, their headlights casting eerie shadows on buildings, as if the very darkness itself was moving and twisting. People milled about in confusion, staring up at the sky with expressions of awe and terror etched across their faces. And then she saw it, a glowing portal stretching out from the warehouse like a shimmering, ethereal bridge. Colors danced within its depth, an impossible swirl of light that seemed to pulse in rhythm with the very heartbeat of reality itself. Maya's mind recoiled as if slapped awake by a cold hand. This was it. This was the thing Dr. Ella Thompson had warned her about. "Maya!" he yelled above the din, dragging her back towards the portal as if they were about to leave the world behind altogether. "We have to go. We have to get out of here." But Maya resisted, frozen in place like a statue. She was staring up at something that defied comprehension, a thing that seemed to be tearing itself free from the fabric of reality, a vortex so vast and all-consuming, it threatened to swallow her whole. "What is this?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the roar of chaos around them. "It's the multiverse, Dr. R." Thompson replied, his eyes wide with terror. "And we're not just talking about a doorway, Maya. We're talking about an invasion." The words hung in the air like a challenge as the portal continued to pulse and writhe before her. Suddenly, Maya felt the world tilt on its ass, a feeling that was echoed by the very earth itself, which seemed to shudder beneath their feet. "It's starting," Dr. Soyd, Thompson said, his voice barely above a whisper. "The invasion has begun." As if in answer, a dark shape erupted from the portal, hurtling towards them like a living shadow. Maya felt her heart lurch into overdrive as she realized that they were staring at something truly alien, an entity born of stars and darkness, forged from energies that defied human comprehension. The creature slammed into the pavement mere feet away from them, sending shockwaves through the air that sent bystanders scattering. Maya stumbled backward, tripping over her own feet in terror as Dr. Hire, Thompson's grip on her arm released. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, everything went silent. The world around them seemed to hold its breath, the screams dying down, the machinery shutting off, and an eerie stillness falling across the cityscape like a shroud. Maya looked up at Dr. Thompson, who was staring back at her with eyes that were wide with horror. "It's here," he whispered, his voice barely over the pounding in her own heart. "The multiverse has come to Earth." As if on cue, a figure emerged from the darkness, its presence marked by an aura of power and energy that seemed almost tangible. Maya felt her mind reel as she realized that this was no mere being, but something else entirely. "Dr. Fur," Thompson whispered, his voice dripping with irony. "You'll be our guest." For a little while longer, the figure began to move towards them, its very presence seeming to warp the fabric of reality around it. Maya stumbled backward, her eyes fixed on this creature that threatened to rewrite the rules of human existence. "What are we dealing with?" she whispered to Dr. Kane. Thompson, but he just shook his head, a look of dread etched across his face. "We don't know," he replied, his voice barely audible above a whisper. "And if they can't figure it out, I'm afraid the world's in for one hell of an awakening." As Maya watched, transfixed with terror, the creature drew closer, its energy swirling around it like a drum that threatened to consume everything in its path. The missing scientists, it seemed, had been the tip of the iceberg. And now, as this alien entity bore down upon them, humanity was staring into the abyss. In a world where science is supposed to be about seeking answers, not sparking fear, one of the most enduring and intriguing mysteries of our time has left experts baffled and the public bewildered. It's a story that spans continents, government agencies, and even the darkest corners of the internet. Welcome to the Missing Scientists Conspiracy, a saga that began on a fateful day in April 2026. That's when Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a renowned astrophysicist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, vanished without a trace. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the scientific community, with many questioning whether it was more than just a tragic accident. As we delve into this enigmatic tale, you'll join me on a journey that will take us from the cutting-edge labs of America's top research institutions to the hush-hush corridors of government secrecy. Rodriguez was a brilliant mind in her field, with a string of groundbreaking publications under her belt. Her expertise in exoplanetary atmospheres made her one of the go-to consultants for NASA's Mars exploration program. So, what could have driven this accomplished scientist to disappear without warning? We spoke to colleagues who worked closely with Dr. Quick Rodriguez, and they paint a picture of someone consumed by an all-consuming obsession. She was always eager to share new findings. Recalled Dr. Thor's side the mast. She was always eager to share new findings. Recalled Dr. Thor's John Lee, a fellow researcher at JPL. But in the months leading up to her disappearance, Maria became increasingly isolated. She would skip team meetings, wouldn't return calls. It was as if she had discovered something that made her question everything. Around the same time, whispers began circulating online about an alleged secret project named Erebus. According to unverified reports on social media, some speculated it involved reverse engineering alien technology. Others believed it revolved around detecting signs of intelligent life elsewhere in the universe. These rumors took on a life of their own, as word spread that several researchers from prominent institutions had gone missing or been reassigned without explanation. The eerie feeling was palpable. It seemed the world's top scientists were being drawn into a mysterious vortex, one from which some would never emerge. One name kept surfacing in the speculation: Dr. Elara Vex, an astrophysicist from Cambridge University with a reputation for pushing boundaries. Her work on quantum entanglement and wormhole theory sparked curiosity among experts, but it also attracted unwanted attention from certain quarters. Those who claimed to have worked alongside Dr. Cord. Vex spoke of her single-minded focus, her willingness to challenge orthodoxy, and an almost eerie sense of purpose. I remember one discussion with Elara, said Dr. Kaur. Sophia Patel, a colleague from Cambridge. She was convinced that the laws of physics were not as rigid as we'd been led to believe. She hinted at having discovered something that would rewrite our understanding of space-time. I thought she might have gotten too close to the edge. As news of the missing scientists continued to trickle out, officials and experts scrambled to provide reassurance. Governments issued bland statements, citing routine changes in personnel or the normal course of scientific research. Yet, many observers couldn't shake the feeling that something more sinister was at play. Theories began to swirl: government cover-ups, shadowy organizations seeking to exploit cutting-edge science for their own gain. The truth, it seemed, was hidden behind a veil of secrecy and disinformation. What we do know is that Rodriguez's disappearance served as a catalyst for a series of events that would rock the scientific community to its core. It started with small hints, unexplained phone calls, encrypted messages, and cryptic whispers on social media. Researchers began sharing their own experiences, encounters with mysterious individuals, invitations to clandestine meetings. Some claimed to have been asked about the existence of alien life or the feasibility of dimensional travel. Others spoke of receiving classified documents, only to be silenced by threats and intimidation. Rodriguez's loved ones tried to stay vigilant, scouring the internet for any sign of their missing relative. They posted appeals on social media, reached out to friends and colleagues, but as the days turned into weeks, hope began to dwindle. We were getting desperate. Dr. Lee confessed during an interview with our team. We thought maybe someone would come forward, have some information, but it was like the entire world had gone quiet. As we delve deeper into this enigmatic tale, you'll join me on a thrilling adventure through classified documents, encrypted communications, and hidden agendas. We'll explore the labyrinthine corridors of government agencies and research institutions to uncover the threads that bind these mysterious disappearances together. In part 2 of the Missing Scientists conspiracy, we'll examine the pivotal role played by an enigmatic figure, one who has been linked to several of the missing researchers and is said to possess knowledge about the... But first, let's return to Dr. Trage. Rodriguez's disappearance, a case that continues to haunt her family and colleagues. As we re-examine the events surrounding Dr. Kime, Rodriguez's vanishing act, a peculiar pattern begins to emerge. Several researchers who went missing around the same time shared one common trait. They were all working on projects. Related to advanced propulsion systems or exotic energy. The Erebus project, in particular, seemed to be at the center of their research. Interviews with colleagues and friends revealed that Dr. Rodriguez had increasingly obsessed with the possibility of harnessing zero-point energy, a concept considered heretical by some within the scientific community. Her work was described as revolutionary, yet also perilous. Some whispered about her involvement with an underground organization, rumored to be pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. We spoke with Dr. Pyquest. Patel, a colleague who worked closely with Dr. Proult.
Rodriguez several projects.
She was a genius, but she was also reckless, he said, his voice laced with concern. I warned her about the implications of what working on. She wouldn't listen. As we dug deeper into the Erebus project, we discovered that it was indeed shrouded in secrecy. Multiple sources, government agencies, and research institutions confirmed that the project's objectives had been obscured from public view. The few details that did emerge painted a picture of an ambitious endeavor aimed at cracking the code of faster than light. We're not talking about warp drives or anything like that, explained a senior official who wished to remain anonymous. We're exploring the possibility of manipulating space-time itself. It's uncharted territory, and the stakes are incredibly high. But what happened to Dr. Forster? It's uncharted territory, and the stakes are incredibly high. But what happened to Dr. Forster?
Rodriguez and the other missing researchers?
We began to suspect that their involvement with the Erebus project had been more than just a coincidence. One name kept surfacing in our investigation: Dr. Sophia Jensen, an enigmatic figure rumored to be the driving force behind the Erebus project. Few knew much about her, except that she was said to possess unparalleled expertise in quantum mechanics and advanced propulsion systems. We managed to track down a former colleague of Dr. Tway. Jensen's, who agreed to speak with us on condition of anonymity. Sophia is intense, he said, choosing his words carefully. She believes the universe has secrets we can't even imagine. She's been known to bend rules and push boundaries. This led us to wonder, was Dr. Jensen behind the disappearance of her colleagues? Or was she merely a pawn in a larger game, one orchestrated by more powerful forces? As our investigation continued, we encountered an unexpected development. A group of researchers who had also gone missing began to resurface, some with cryptic messages, others with disturbing accounts of their experiences. Their testimonies painted a chilling picture. They had been taken to secret facilities, where they were subjected to experiments and interrogations. Some reported encounters with beings unlike any ever seen before, entities that seemed to defy explanation. We're dealing with an entirely new paradigm here, said Dr. Key Taylor, one of the returning researchers. They told us about dimensional overlap, and the fabric of reality is not what we think it is. The implications were staggering. If these claims were true, humanity might be facing a challenge far greater than previous. As the truth began to unravel, our team found itself at the center of a maelstrom. We had uncovered a conspiracy that went beyond simple espionage or corruption. one that threatened to upend our understanding of the universe and our within it. And yet, we had only scratched the surface. As we delved deeper into the mystery, we received a cryptic message from an anonymous source claiming to have information about the missing scientists. The message was simple: meet me at the old clock tower at midnight. Come alone. We were wary of traps and potential entanglements with other interested parties, but our curiosity got the best. We decided to send a small team to investigate. The clock tower loomed above us as we approached it under the cover of darkness. The air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the creaking of old wooden signs in the wind. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, a hooded individual dressed in a long coat that seemed out of place in the sweltering summer heat. "Who are you?" our team leader asked gruffly, hand on the gun holstered at his hip. The figure hesitated before pushing back its hood, revealing a face we knew all too well. Dr. Mark Reynolds, one of the missing scientists from the Erebus project. We had assumed he was either dead or in captivity, but here he stood, alive and looking worse for wear. "I've been watching you, Dr. Carster. I've been watching you. Dr. Carster, off for Dr. Carster. If you were saved aside all the time. I've been watching you, Dr. Carster," Reynolds said, his eyes scanning our team before settling on the leader. "I know what you're looking for. You want to know what happened to us. Doctor side with employers. You want to know what happened to us. Doctor side of the USA. You want to know what happened to us. Doctor side of the Nuclear 9. You want to know what happened." Reynolds began to walk, beckoning us to follow him through the abandoned streets of the old town. We trailed behind, unsure where he was leading us or what lay ahead. We were taken by, Reynolds said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I won't say who they are. You'll figure it out soon enough. But let's just say they're not from around here. Not in any sense of the word." He stopped at an old warehouse on the outskirts of town. The words, "Property of Erebus Industries," stenciled in faded letters across the door. Reynolds produced a key and unlocked the entrance, revealing a dimly lit room filled with strange equipment. "This is where they held us," he said, walking over to a makeshift laboratory set up in the center of the room. They wanted to understand our work on quantum propulsion systems. They believed it was the key to unlocking something bigger. "Doctor," Reynolds' eyes seemed to glaze over as he stared into space, his words trailing off. "What do you mean?" one of our team members asked gently. "It's hard to explain, Dr. Science. It's hard to explain. Dr. Hart," Reynolds replied, shaking himself out of his trance-like state. "They're trying to tap into the fabric of reality itself. They think we can harness energy from other dimensions." The room fell silent as we absorbed this revelation. We had heard whispers of such theories before, but never with the conviction and knowledge that came from those who had witnessed it firsthand. "You have to be careful, Dr. Klaus," Reynolds warned us, his voice urgent now. "They'll stop at nothing to keep this secret buried. They've been watching you, studying your team's progress. If they discover what you're doing..." He didn't need to finish the sentence for us to understand the gravity of the situation. "We'll be careful," our leader promised, though we all knew that promise was made in vain. We have stumbled into something much bigger than ourselves, a world beyond the veil of secrecy and deception. It's the year 2026, and a sense of unease is settling over America. Whispers of a conspiracy are spreading like wildfire, leaving many to wonder if the truth will ever be revealed. We're not talking about just any conspiracy. This one involves some of the brightest minds in the world of science. Emma Taylor, a renowned astrophysicist with a reputation for pushing boundaries. She's been part of a top-secret research project, codenamed Eclipse, and her disappearance on January 10th has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Her colleagues are stunned, as she was last seen leaving the classified facility in Maryland, where Eclipse is based. Taylor's vanishing act is just the tip of the iceberg. In the days that follow, 3 more researchers go missing. Dr. Liam Chen, a brilliant engineer, Dr. Sophia Patel, an expert in material science, and Dr. Jackson Lee, a talented mathematician. The only clue left behind is a cryptic message on Dr. Called. Taylor's phone. Eclipse is not what it seems. As news of the disappearances spreads, speculation runs rampant. Some point to the increased UFO sightings over the past year. 57 reported incidents in just 1 month alone, as evidence that something sinister is at play. Others suggest a more terrestrial explanation. A rogue government agency or a corporate entity exploiting classified research for its own gain. Live now to Dr. Hole. Rachel Kim, a colleague of Dr. Furr, Taylor's and a leading expert on the Eclipse project. She speaks to us from an undisclosed location, her voice trembling with emotion. It's like they just vanished. 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 It's like they just vanished into thin air, she says. I keep thinking about all the late nights we spent poring over data together. Emma was always pushing the boundaries of what was possible. And now she's gone. The Eclipse project has been shrouded in secrecy from its inception, but rumors suggest it involved advanced technology for detecting and analyzing extraterrestrial life forms. Some even whisper that the researchers had stumbled upon something extraordinary, evidence of a hidden alien presence on Earth. But we must be cautious not to jump to conclusions. The FBI is already investigating, and sources close to the agency indicate they're looking into all possible explanations, including the involvement of foreign governments or organized crime syndicates. As the days turn into weeks, public pressure mounts for answers. Social media is abuzz with conspiracy theories, from lizard people to government cover-ups. It's a maelstrom of speculation that threatens to engulf the entire scientific community. We take you now to the home of Dr. Ha, Liam Chen's family in California. His wife, Sarah, breaks down as she recounts their final conversation. Liam was always so passionate about his work, she says through tears. He would talk about Eclipse for hours, about the breakthroughs they were making, and how it could change humanity forever. I had no idea what he meant by Eclipse is not what it seems. The investigation deepens as authorities begin to scrutinize every aspect of the researchers' lives, their backgrounds, their research, but with each new revelation comes more questions. Who was responsible for the disappearances? Was it an inside job or an external force? And what exactly did the Eclipse project entail? We turn now to a shocking development. A leaked memo from the White House hints at a massive cover-up involving classified research, agencies, and corporate interests. The memo suggests that the researchers had stumbled upon something much bigger than they could have ever imagined, a discovery that threatened to upend humanity's very understanding of its place in the universe. The stakes are high as we piece together the fragments of what really happened to Dr. Day, Taylor and her colleagues. But one thing is clear, this story will not be silenced. We'll continue to follow developments in this gripping saga. But for now, we leave you with a haunting question. What if the truth about Eclipse was too great for humanity to handle? The families of the missing researchers cling to hope that their loved ones will return. But as the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into months, doubts creep in. Rachel Kim breaks down during an interview, recalling her last conversation with Dr. Ha. We were talking about the implications of our findings, she says, voice shaking. We knew we had stumbled upon something incredible, but I never thought it would cost us so much. The search for answers continues, fueled by a determination to uncover the truth behind the Eclipse project and the disappearance of 4 brilliant minds. As we delve deeper into this enigmatic tale, one thing becomes clear. Nothing will ever be the same again. In the shadows, something lurks. A shadow that haunts not just the families of the missing, but also those who dare to ask questions about the truth. We take you now to a government hearing where Senator Johnson is questioning Dr. Plade. We take you now to a government hearing where Senator Johnson is questioning Dr. Plade. Lee's former colleague, Dr. Ode. David Patel. Senator Johnson, can you confirm whether or not your colleagues were working on anything related to extraterrestrial life? Dr. David Patel, with all due respect, Senator, we were working with unexplained phenomena. Senator Johnson, and what exactly do you mean by unexplained phenomena? Dr. David Patel hesitates before responding. Let's just say our research indicated the presence of entities operating outside our reality. The room falls silent as the key of these words sinks in. As we near the 1-year anniversary of the disappearances, whispers begin to spread about a mysterious entity known only as Project Erebus. Rumors suggest it was an offshoot of the Eclipse Project. Some speculate that Dr. Taylor and her colleagues stumbled upon Project Erebus's true purpose, controlling or communicating with these entities. The implications are mind-boggling. If true, humanity has been living in a shadow of deceit for decades. But we must be careful not to get caught up in speculation. Official sources deny any involvement with extraterrestrial life forms or Projects Erebus and Eclipse. As the search for answers continues, families hold on to hope, knowing that some secrets are too big to keep hidden forever. As the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, the nation remains captivated by the mysterious disappearances of Dr. Plade, Taylor and her team. The government's official stance is that they are conducting a thorough investigation, but the lack of concrete evidence or progress only fuels speculation and conspiracy theories. In an effort to shed more light on the situation, we obtained exclusive access to an interview with Dr. Patel, who agreed to share his story under the condition of anonymity. His voice trembling, he describes the atmosphere within the Eclipse Project. We were pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, exploring the uncharted territories of physics and cosmology. We had no idea what we were dealing with, but it was clear that our research was heading into unexplored territory. Or, perhaps, I should say, into previously unseen realms. I should say, into previously unseen realms. Dr. Patel's words are laced with a mix of fear and awe, hinting at the magnitude of what they stumbled upon. What happened next is a blur, he continues. We were working late one night when we detected an anomaly in our data. At first, we thought it was just a glitch, but as the readings persisted, we realized that something was amiss. We tried to contain the situation, but I'm not sure what exactly happened. The pause is palpable, and Dr. Patel's eyes dart nervously around the room before resuming. I remember seeing things move, patterns shifting in ways that defied explanation. It was as if we had opened a door, and something had stepped out of our world into ours. If I'm being honest, it felt like an awakening. This revelation sends shockwaves through the nation's collective psyche. Are we on the cusp of understanding a previously unknown aspect of reality? Or have Dr. Taylor and her team uncovered a secret so sinister that it has been hidden from humanity for decades? As rumors about Project Erebus continue to circulate, a growing faction within the government begins to secretly investigate the claims. Whispers hint at a rogue agent or an insider who may hold the key to unlocking the truth. Within the shadows of power, whispers begin to spread. Some speculate that Dr. Taylor and her team were mere pawns in a far larger game, one where humans have been experimenting with extraterrestrial technology without their knowledge or consent. Others whisper about ancient civilizations hidden on Earth, working alongside our governments to advance humanity's understanding of the cosmos. The nation teeters between fascination and terror as the lines between truth and fiction blur. Amidst this maelstrom, families continue to search for answers, clinging to hope that their loved ones might still be alive. the question lingers: what lies at the heart of Project Erebus? And what happened to Dr. Taylor and her team on that fateful night? As the investigation into Project Erebus gains momentum, a small team of government agents, led by Agent Rachel Morse, is dispatched to uncover the truth. Reputation for being fiercely independent and unafraid to challenge the status quo, Morse is tasked with navigating the complex web of secrets and lies that surround the project. Morse's first stop is the research facility where Dr. Pross, Taylor and her team were last seen. The facility is eerily quiet, the only sound being the hum of machinery and the faint scent of disinfectant wafting through the air. As she makes her way to the main control room, Morse notices that the computers are still on, but the screens are dark, as if someone had simply gotten up and left. Something doesn't feel right here, Morse mutters to herself, her eyes scanning the room for any signs of disturbance or of what might have happened. She begins to search through the facility's records, looking for any mention of Dr. Taylor or her team's work on Project Erebus. What she finds sends a shiver down her spine. According to the records, Dr. Taylor and her team had been working on a top-secret project, codenamed Erebus 4, which involved experimenting with advanced propulsion systems using an unknown energy source. Morse's eyes widen as she reads through the documents, detailing experiments that seem to defy the laws of physics as we know them. Whoever created this project is playing with fire, Morse says aloud, her mind racing with the implications. If what they're saying is true, it would change everything. As she continues to dig deeper, Morse discovers a series of encrypted emails exchanged between Dr. Taylor and an unknown individual known only as Subject 7. The contents are cryptic, but one message catches her eye. "I've seen it now. I know what we're dealing with. It's not from around here." Morse's gut tells her that this is the breakthrough she needs to crack the case. She knows she has to find Subject 7 and uncover their identity, but as she searches through the facility's records, she realizes that all leads seem to point to a dead end. What are they hiding? Morse whispers to herself, her frustration growing with every passing minute. What really happened on that fateful night? As she continues her investigation, Morse begins to realize that the truth behind Project Erebus is far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. The lines between government secrecy and alien technology begin to blur, leaving Morse wondering if humanity has been playing with forces beyond its control for decades. While, as families continue to search for answers about their missing loved ones, a new lead emerges. A young woman named Sarah, whose sister was one of the scientists who disappeared, receives an anonymous message on her phone. "Meet me at the old warehouse on 5th and Main if you want to know what really happened to your sister." She knows it could be a trap, but something inside her tells her that this might be the break she's been waiting for. As she makes her way to the warehouse, Sarah can't shake off the feeling that she's been watched. What will she find when she gets there? And what secrets will be revealed in the hours and days to come? It's the year 2026, a time of great change and upheaval in the world of science and technology. The scientific community is abuzz with excitement as breakthroughs in fields such as quantum physics and artificial intelligence are being made at an unprecedented rate. However, alongside these advancements lies a darker truth, one that would shake the very foundations of American society. In the sleepy town of Oakdale, New Mexico, a sense of unease settles over the residents, like a shroud. It begins with the disappearance of renowned physicist, Dr. Emma Taylor, on January 10th, 2026. Her car is found abandoned on the outskirts of town, but there is no sign of her anywhere. The local police are baffled by the disappearance and launch an investigation. As the days turn into weeks, more disappearances begin to occur. On February 2nd, Dr. Probs Ryan Jenkins, a leading expert in UFO research, vanishes without a trace. His wife reports receiving a cryptic message from his phone, hinting at a project he was working on.
The authorities are stumped.
Meanwhile, whispers of a government cover-up begin to circulate among the scientific community. It starts with rumors of secret research facilities being built in remote areas around the country. These facilities, known as black sites, are supposedly conducting top-secret experiments that have nothing to do with national security. As the investigation into Dr. Proles Taylor's disappearance continues, a shocking revelation emerges. She was working on a project codenamed Erebus at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. This project, according to sources, involves the study of unidentified flying objects. The government had been aware of Dr. Service. The government had been aware of Dr. Service. The government had been aware of Dr. Service, Taylor's work, and had been providing her with funding. But what really set off alarm bells was when it was discovered that several other scientists involved in the Erebus project were also missing. On February 15th, the bodies of Dr. Tar, Olivia Patel and Dr. Tile, Mark Chen, are found near the research facility where they worked. They both suffered severe head trauma, leading investigators to believe they may have been silenced. The government initially denies any involvement in the disappearances, but as more evidence comes to light, it becomes clear that there is a massive cover-up underway. A leaked document reveals that the Department of Defense has been conducting secret research on UFOs and the implications of their existence. The Erebus project, it seems, was just one part of this much larger endeavor. On February 20th, a group of scientists hold an emergency press conference in New York City to address the growing public concern. They reveal that several other researchers have gone missing and are urging the government to come about their involvement in the Erebus project. "We're not asking for transparency," Dr. Sofia Rodriguez explains, her voice shaking with emotion. "We're demanding it. The American people have a right to know what's being done in their name." The conference sparks outrage across the country, with protesters taking to the streets outside government buildings and research facilities. It becomes clear that something sinister is unfolding. As the investigation deepens, more bodies are found, all bearing similar characteristics: severe head trauma and no signs of struggle. The conclusion drawn by investigators is chilling. These scientists were silenced because they stumbled upon something too big to handle. On February 25th, a shocking revelation emerges when it's discovered that the Erebus project was just one part of a much larger research initiative known as Operation Starlight. This program, a former government contractor, comes forward with testimony about the true purpose of Operation Starlight. He reveals that researchers were experimenting with the energy signatures emitted by UFOs, using them to develop advanced propulsion systems for military aircraft. The contractor's words send shockwaves through the scientific community. They didn't just want us to study these objects, they wanted to harness their power. The implications are staggering. As public pressure mounts, the government is forced to take action. On March 1st, President Sarah Jenkins orders a full investigation into Operation Starlight and its connection to the disappearances. But it's too late. The truth has already spread like wildfire, leaving behind a trail of devastated families and communities in search of answers. What happened to Dr. Y, Emma Taylor, and the others? Will we ever know the true nature of their disappearance? The world will never look at science and technology in the same way again. As we continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge, we must also confront the darker aspects of our endeavors. The missing scientist conspiracy has revealed a disturbing truth, that even in the pursuit of greatness, humanity is capable of the most heinous acts. It's time to shine a light on these dark corners and demand accountability from those who wield power over us. As the investigation into Operation Starlight gains momentum, another revelation emerges that sends shockwaves through the scientific community. Sofia Patel, a renowned expert in exoplanetary biology, comes forward with testimony about her own experience working on the Erebus project. She describes how she and her colleagues were asked to study the anomalous energy signatures emitted by UFOs, but soon realized that their findings were being used for a purpose they couldn't understand. I remember feeling like we were playing with fire, Dr. Patel recounts in an exclusive interview. We knew that our research had the potential to revolutionize our understanding of the universe, but at what cost? We started to notice strange occurrences around us, equipment malfunctioning, strange noises at night. It was as if something was watching us. Dr. Patel's test is corroborated by other researchers who worked on Operation Starlight, all of whom describe a culture of secrecy and paranoia within the program. They speak of being kept in the dark about the true purpose of their research, and of being manipulated into pursuing lines of inquiry that seem to benefit the military more than scientific progress. As the investigation continues, investigators uncover evidence of a cover-up at the highest levels of government. Classified documents are leaked, revealing a web of deceit and corruption that reaches deep into the administration. It becomes clear that Operation Starlight was just one part of a larger effort to exploit UFO technology for military gain, with far-reaching consequences for global security. But as the truth begins to unravel, the families of the missing scientists demand answers about what happened to their loved ones. Why were these brilliant minds silenced in such a brutal manner? And what secrets did they uncover that warranted such extreme measures? Emma Taylor's sister, Rachel, breaks down in tears during an interview, pleading for her sister's body to be found so she can finally lay her to rest. "I just want to know what happened to Emma," she sobs. "She was always pushing the boundaries of science, but never deserved this." As the nation grapples the implications of Operation Starlight, President Jenkins is forced to confront the darker aspects of her administration's actions. In a televised address, she acknowledges the government's role in covering up the truth and vows to bring those responsible to justice. "We understand that the public's trust has been broken," President Jenkins says, her voice with emotion. "We will do everything in our power to restore that trust, to uncover the truth about what happened to Dr. Clare, Taylor and the others, and to ensure that such atrocities never happen again." But as the nation begins to heal, questions remain about the true extent of the government's involvement in Operation Starlight. Who was behind the disappearances? What secrets did the missing scientists uncover? And how far-reaching are their implications? As we continue to dig deeper into this conspiracy, one thing becomes clear. The truth is much more complex than we initially thought. The disappearance of Dr. Cold, Taylor and her colleagues is just a symptom of a larger issue: our addiction to power and control over the unknown. In the next installment of the Missing Scientists Conspiracy, we will explore the darker corners of government research and expose the shocking connections between UFOs, military technology, and the pursuit of as the investigation into Operation Starlight continues. A team of journalists from the investigative news outlet Truth Seeker uncover a trail of breadcrumbs leading to a top-secret facility located deep in the Nevada. The facility, named Erebus, has been shrouded in secrecy for decades, and its true purpose remains unknown. Sources close to the investigation reveal that Erebus is the hub of a clandestine government research program focused on reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. Dubbed Project Celestial, this initiative aims to harness the advanced propulsion systems and energy sources found in UFOs, with the ultimate goal of creating a new paradigm for global military superiority. We've seen documents that suggest Erebus is experimenting with exotic matter and energy fields, says investigative journalist Alexei Petrov, one of the lead reporters on the story. It's clear they're pushing the boundaries of human understanding, but at what cost? As Truth Seeker delves deeper into the story, they begin to notice a pattern of connections between Erebus and several of the missing. It appears that these researchers were not only working on Project Celeste, but had also begun to uncover evidence of a catastrophic event linked to UFO activity. We found records of Dr. Taylor's work on an anomaly known as the event, says Petrov. She was studying the energetic aftermath of an encounter between a U.S. military aircraft and an unidentified flying object. Her research suggests that the event has the potential to reset the global ecosystem, causing widespread destruction on a biblical scale. The implications are staggering. If true, this means that the government may have been aware of Taylor and her colleagues to prevent them from exposing the truth. As the story unfolds, Truth Seeker discovers that several high-ranking officials within the administration have ties to Erebus, including a key member of President Jenkins' inner circle. The revelations raise questions about the president's involvement in covering up the truth, and whether she may be more complicit in Operation Starlight than initially thought. We're not just talking about a rogue government agency here, says Petrov. We're dealing with a culture of secrecy that permeates every level of our institutions. It's a cancer that needs to be cut out before it's too late. The documentary ends on a cliffhanger, as Truth Seeker receives an encrypted message from an anonymous source, claiming to have information about the fate of Dr. Taylor and her colleagues. The sender, known only as Echo 1, promises to reveal the shocking truth behind Operation Starlight in the next installment. We're not going anywhere, says Petrov, his voice filled with determination. We'll keep digging until we uncover the truth, no matter how dark or uncomfortable it may be. The screen fades to black as the nation waits with breath for the next revelation in the missing scientists' conspiracy. It's the year 2026, and a sense of unease settles over the United States as a series of mysterious disappearances rocks the scientific community. On January 10th, renowned astrophysicist Dr. Emma Taylor vanishes from her laboratory at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. Her research on exoplanetary systems had been gaining international attention, and her colleagues are shocked by her sudden disappearance. As investigators begin to probe the circumstances surrounding Dr. Ha. Taylor's vanishing, they uncover a web of classified research and alleged government involvement that would shake the very foundations of American society. The missing scientist conspiracy unravels like a thread, leading us down a rabbit hole of intrigue and deception. At the heart of this enigmatic tale lies Dr. Rachel Kim, a brilliant geneticist with a penchant for the unexplained. Her groundbreaking research on DNA manipulation had captured the imagination of many, but it was her work on alleged extraterrestrial encounters that truly set her apart. Her disappearance on February 2nd sends shockwaves through the scientific community, and whispers begin to spread about governments hunting down those who dare to push the boundaries of human knowledge. Kim's lab notes reveal a cryptic reference to an entity known only as Erebus. This entity, allegedly an otherworldly being with unparalleled technological capabilities, had been interacting with Kim in secret. Her research hinted at a deep connection between Erebus and humanity, sparking questions about the nature of this relationship and its implications for our very existence. Meanwhile, a quiet investigation unfolds into Dr. Taylor's disappearance. Former colleagues reveal that she had grown increasingly obsessed with her research on exoplanets, particularly one called Kepler-62f. It was as if she had stumbled upon something extraordinary, something she couldn't quite articulate to her peers. Some speculate she had made contact with an advanced civilization through the exoplanet, while others point out her theories were far-fetched and based on incomplete data. However, it's Dr. Henry Lee, a computer science expert at MIT, who takes center stage in this tangled narrative. A master of coding and cryptography, he was recruited by government agencies to decipher the encrypted files left behind by the missing scientists. It becomes clear that his expertise is not only valued, but also necessary for unraveling the conspiracy. As the investigation unfolds, a pattern emerges. Each missing scientist had been studying aspects related to Erebus, or extraterrestrial encounters. Lee's involvement sparks suspicions among those close to the case. Some believe he's in on the cover-up, while others fear his expertise may have contributed to the disappearances themselves. The truth remains shrouded. One name that keeps popping up is Alexandra Lexi Thompson, a brilliant and enigmatic hacktivist for exposing government secrets. It's alleged she was part of an underground collective that aided Dr. Kim in her research on Erebus. As investigated deeper, they discover Lexi had been working closely with Dr. Pon Taylor before her disappearance. The stakes escalate when it becomes apparent that the missing scientists were not just random victims, but part of a larger network, each contributing to a grand puzzle. It's as if they'd all stumbled upon something so monumental, something that threatened the very fabric of society, and someone had taken drastic measures to silence them. Brian Rodriguez, an expert in astrobiology at Harvard, becomes another casualty of this sinister chain of events. His lab was one of several targeted by mysterious individuals who destroyed equipment and erased data. Theories range from corporate espionage to government cover-ups, leaving many to wonder what the missing scientists uncovered that was so incriminating. As the conspiracy unfolds, whispers begin to circulate about a shadow organization as the department, rumored to be responsible for these disappearances. This shadowy entity allegedly comprised rogue agents with ties to top-secret military projects and government agencies. It's now March 15th, and tensions are running high as Lexi Thompson resurfaces, revealing she'd been working undercover all along to uncover the department's true intentions. Her revelations spark outrage among the public, who demand answers from their leaders. As the world watches in horror, it becomes clear that these disappearances were not isolated incidents, but part of a larger web of deceit. Kim's journal entries reveal a chilling realization. Erebus is not just an entity, it's a doorway to another realm. Our understanding of physics and reality is about to be rewritten. Her words are etched in the minds of those who dare to speculate that humanity might soon face its most profound revelation yet. Theories abound, but one question remains. What really happened to Dr. Tay? Was she silenced or abducted by a more sinister force, perhaps an entity beyond human comprehension? Or did her research hold the key to unraveling the truth about Erebus and our very existence? As we near the end of this story, it's clear that the line between science fiction and reality has been irreparably blurred. We are left with as many questions as answers. What did Dr. Braces? We are left with as many questions as answers. What did Dr. Braces, Kim, discover in those cryptic notes? Is Lexi Thompson still working undercover to expose the department? What exactly is Erebus? In the aftermath of this scandal, calls for greater transparency from government agencies grow louder. As society grapples these enigmatic events, it's clear that our understanding of reality has been forever altered. Yet, amidst the chaos and confusion, one thing remains certain. In 2026, humanity stands at a crossroads between revelation and despair, truth and deception. As the world struggles to make sense of the missing scientists' conspiracy, a new wave of whistleblowers comes forward with claims of government cover-ups and secret research facilities. Among them is Dr. Rachel Lee, a renowned astrophysicist who had been working alongside Dr. Pyle Taylor on a top-secret project codenamed Erebus Initiative. In an explosive interview, she reveals that the team had been studying anomalies in the fabric of space-time, which they believed were connected. We were on the cusp of a groundbreaking discovery. Dr. Lee recounts. Our data suggested that Erebus was not just a doorway, but a gateway to other dimensions, and we had reason to believe that intelligent life was present beyond our own. She describes how the team's findings sparked excitement, and the public is now demanding answers from government officials, who seem reluctant to provide them. As protests erupt in major cities worldwide, a small group of activists decides to take matters into their own hands. They infiltrate a top-secret facility, breaching high-security protocols to uncover evidence of the department's involvement. What they find shocks the world. Classified documents detailing a secret agreement between the department and an unknown entity, codenamed Aurora. The document, dubbed Project Aurora, outline a collaborative effort. It's alleged that this partnership has been ongoing for decades, with the department trading human research subjects for access to advanced technology. This revelation throws open the doors of Pandora's box, and the implications are staggering. As experts analyze the document, they begin to piece together a timeline of disappearances. They suspect that the department has been using these scientists to push the boundaries of human knowledge, often at great personal cost. But what about Dr. Drake? What about Dr. Drake? But 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 what about Dr. Drake? Her disappearance remains a mystery, fueling theories that she stumbled upon something too catastrophic for her to remain alive. Theories abound about Aurora's true nature and motivations. Some speculate it's an extraterrestrial entity seeking to establish contact with humanity through the department. Others believe it's a human organization operating in the shadows, pushing the boundaries of scientific knowledge without regard for ethics or consequences. As society grapples with these enigmatic events, one thing is clear: the line between science and fiction has been irreparably blurred. Meanwhile, rumors begin to circulate about an impending event known as the Singularity. It's said that once the secrets of Erebus are fully unlocked, humanity will be catapulted into a new era of understanding. However, many fear this revelation could also unleash catastrophic consequences, potentially destabilizing global politics and societal structures. With tensions at an all-time high, world leaders convene for an emergency summit to address the crisis. They vow to shed light on the department's activities and provide answers to the public. But as the world holds its collective breath, whispers of another shocking revelation begin to spread. A mysterious figure has emerged from the shadows, claiming to be Dr. Taylor herself. "Hello," she says in a hushed tone, her eyes scanning the room with an unrecognizable intensity. "I'm back, and I have information that will change everything." The figure, dressed in a long coat and sunglasses, stood at the edge of the crowded press conference, as if waiting for permission to speak. The room fell silent, with reporters and officials alike staring at her in confusion and shock. "I've been away," Dr. Taylor continued, her voice barely above a whisper. "I was taken by the department, subjected to experiments beyond anything I could have imagined. But I've seen things, terrible things. And I know the truth about Aurora." The room erupted into chaos as reporters shouted questions and officials scrambled to contain the situation. World leaders exchanged worried glances, unsure how to react. Taylor pushed forward, her eyes locked onto the audience. "Aurora isn't an entity or a technology. It's alive, and it's not from Earth." Gasps and murmurs rippled through the crowd as officials and experts scrambled to comprehend her words. "Alive," one of the reporters shouted above the din. "What do you mean, Dr. Eyes? What do you mean, Dr. Taylor hesitated, as if collecting her thoughts. "Aurora is a being, a creature of immense power and knowledge. It's been manipulating the department for years, using them to push the boundaries of human understanding. The implications were staggering. Taylor was telling the truth. It meant that the entire scientific community had been unwittingly working on behalf of an extraterrestrial entity. "And what about the disappearances?" a reporter asked, her voice shaking with emotion. Taylor's gaze fell, as if recalling painful memories. Those were tests. Aurora needed to understand humanity, to learn how we react under pressure, and the department was happy to provide it with subjects. The room descended into pandemonium once more, as officials and experts scrambled to make sense of the revelations. World leaders conferred in hushed tones, weighing their next move. Taylor's eyes scanned the room, a hint of defiance flickering on her face. "I've future," she declared, her voice rising above the din. "And it's not what we think it is." A security agent rushed to apprehend her. Dr. Taylor was pulled away from the mic, leaving behind a stunned audience and a world forever changed. Back at the department's secret facility, officials gathered around a holographic display projected images of Aurora. They spoke in hushed tones, their faces etched with concern. "We need to contain this situation," one of them said, his voice laced with urgency. "If the truth about Aurora gets out, it'll destabilize global politics and push humanity toward chaos." A colleague shook her head. "We can't control what's happening now. The cat's out of the bag. We need to rethink our priorities." The camera panned across the room, capturing a glimpse of an eerie message scrawled on a whiteboard. "Singularity imminent. Prepare for reset." As the broadcast cut to a breaking news report, viewers were left with more questions than answers. What did Dr. Trey, what did Dr. Hahn, Taylor mean by "the future isn't what we think it is"? And what secrets lay hidden behind the department's closed doors? The world was hurtling toward an unknown destiny, one that would forever alter humanity's understanding of the universe and its place within it. The year was 2026, a time when the world was on the cusp of technological revolution and scientific breakthroughs were being made at an unprecedented rate. But this progress, a shroud of secrecy had descended upon a small group of scientists working on a top-secret research project, codenamed Erebus. Little did anyone know that these individuals were about to become embroiled in one of the most baffling and enduring mysteries of our time, the missing scientists conspiracy. On November 12, 2026, 5 renowned scientists from the esteemed Dracon Institute for Advanced Research disappeared under peculiar circumstances. The last known sightings are Catherine Reed, Dr. Liam Chen, Dr. Maria Rodriguez, Dr. Alexei Petrov, and Dr. Sophia Patel were all in connection with their work on Erebus at a remote research facility nestled deep within the Arizona desert. The next morning, security personnel arrived to find that not only had the scientists vanished, but also crucial data, equipment, and even their personal belongings. Theories swirled: kidnapping, defection, or perhaps an experiment gone catastrophically wrong. Speculation ran rampant as authorities were baffled by the seemingly inexplicable nature of the event. As news spread like wildfire across the globe, fear gripped the scientific community, prompting some to wonder if they too might be targeted. Leading investigative journalist Rachel Brooks would go on to shed light on this enigmatic case in a series of explosive articles that captured the nation's attention. Her painstaking research unveiled that the Erebus project had been shrouded in secrecy from its inception, with participants bound by ironclad non-disclosure agreements and warned against discussing their work. Brooks revealed how several former employees had come forward, sharing eerily similar accounts of eerie lights and strange occurrences during their tenure at the Dracon Institute. Their testimonies painted a chilling picture of an atmosphere thick with unease and intimidation, as if something was lurking just beneath the surface. Meanwhile, whispers began circulating about a little-known government agency, codenamed Spectra, whose purpose was to monitor and manage extraterrestrial research initiatives. Spectra's existence had been denied by officials until then, but insiders hinted at their role in orchestrating Erebus. The public's fascination with the disappearance of these brilliant minds only grew as more revelations emerged. On December 5, 2026, a group of scientists, once part of the Erebus project, held a press conference to denounce Spectra and Dracon Institute for their alleged complicity in their testimony was corroborated by previously hidden documents leaked by an anonymous whistleblower. These confidential files detailed government-sanctioned experiments aimed at establishing communication with extraterrestrial entities, or non-human intelligences, as they were cryptically referred to. The documents hinted at breakthroughs and failures, but one irrefutable fact stood out. The disappearances were merely a symptom of something far more profound. In the months following the press conference, Spectra's existence was officially acknowledged by government officials, who assured the public that their activities would be subject to greater scrutiny. Critics argued that this admission came too late, and questions persisted about the agency's true scope and accountability. Dracon Institute faced a media backlash as several former employees stepped forward with allegations of bullying, intimidation, and possible cover-ups. The incident shook the foundations of academia, forcing many institutions to re-evaluate their research ethics policies and practices. Amidst the public outcry, attention turned to an obscure congressional hearing scheduled for February 10, 2027. For the first time in history, government officials would be called upon to discuss extraterrestrial research programs under oath. As lawmakers probed Spectra's activities, shocking testimony revealed evidence of unacknowledged contact with NHI dating back decades. One witness stood out: former astronaut and NASA veteran Jack Harris, who recounted an experience from his 1995 mission aboard the Space Shuttle Atlantis. During a routine spacewalk, he claimed to have encountered an otherworldly entity that interacted with him telepathically. Harris's testimony was corroborated by an astonishing amount of supporting evidence, including declassified audio recordings and NASA's own internal documentation. This hearing marked a turning point for humanity, as we began to confront the reality of our existence in the universe. As the world watched, the veil lifted on long-buried secrets that had been concealed behind bureaucratic walls and carefully constructed narratives. In the aftermath of these explosive revelations, public discourse shifted dramatically. Mainstream acceptance of extraterrestrial life gained momentum, with many experts advocating for open research collaborations between governments, industries, and institutions. The disappearance of Dr. High. The disappearance of Dr. High. Catherine Reed and her colleagues may have initiated this seismic shift, but their story remains a somber reminder that in the pursuit of scientific progress, humanity must acknowledge its place within the cosmos. To date, no conclusive evidence has been unearthed regarding the fates of Dr. Ha, Catherine Reed and her team. Their disappearance remains one of the most baffling, unsolved mysteries in modern history. However, it serves as a poignant testament to humanity's enduring quest for truth and its willingness to confront the unknown, even at the risk of losing itself in the process. The missing scientists' conspiracy stands as a powerful metaphor for our time, an era of groundbreaking discoveries intertwined with unsettling realities that test our capacity for self-awareness. As we continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge, the enigma surrounding Erebus and its researchers serves as a poignant warning, one that will echo through eternity. As this saga continues to unfold, it's crucial to remember that even in the face of unexplained events, humanity must remain steadfast in its pursuit of truth. For in the world we live today, where boundaries between myth and reality blur, our collective resolve is put to the ultimate test. A trial by fire that could either propel us towards unprecedented advancement. The missing scientist conspiracy has left an indelible mark on human history. Its consequences, though still unfolding, promise to reshape our understanding of ourselves within the grand tapestry of existence. And so we must ponder what secrets lie hidden beyond the veil of truth. What wonders or perils await us when humanity dares to confront its place among the stars. As the clock ticks on and the whispers of Erebus persist in our collective psyche, one thing remains certain: the allure of mystery will forever propel human existence forward. The years that followed Dr. Reed's disappearance saw a growing sense of unease within the scientific community. The incident at Erebus had sent shockwaves throughout the world, sparking heated debates about government transparency and the ethics of classified research. As governments sought to address public concerns, whispers of similar incidents began to surface. A team of researchers from a prominent university in Europe had gone missing while conducting an experiment in a remote location. Another group, working for a private tech firm, vanished during a clandestine project in the Pacific Islands. These cases bore eerie similarities to Erebus. The teams were all engaged in cutting-edge research, and their disappearances seemed to defy conventional explanation. As governments scrambled to respond, rumors began to circulate about an underground network of scientists who had been secretly investigating anomalous events related to Dr. Reed's disappearance. Dubbed the Silenced, these researchers allegedly operated outside the boundaries of official institutions, driven by a burning desire for truth and an unyielding commitment to their work. One individual at the center of the Silenced was Dr. Sophia Patel, a renowned expert in astrophysics who had been recruited to analyze anomalous readings from the Erebus experiments. Her own research hinted at the presence of exotic energy signatures near the event horizon, signals that seemed to defy our current understanding of quantum mechanics. Through a series of clandestine meetings and coded communications, Dr. Patel began to assemble a team of like-minded scientists who shared her conviction. Humanity was on the cusp of a paradigm shift. As they delved deeper into their investigation, they discovered disturbing connections between Erebus, the Silenced, and a shadowy entity known only as Project Ark. Initial reports suggested that Project Ark had been initiated. However, whispers hinted at something far more sinister, an agenda fueled by ambition, hubris, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. It seemed that, in their pursuit of understanding, humanity might be heading into uncharted territory, where the lines between science and mysticism blurred beyond recognition. Amidst this growing turmoil, a small group of journalists began to investigate rumors surrounding Project Ark. Led by investigative reporter Emily Kim, they found themselves at odds with government agencies that seemed determined to keep their findings hidden from public view. "We were getting close to something big," Kim revealed in an interview years later. "There was this feeling, the kind where you smell smoke but can't quite pinpoint the fire. That's what it felt like working on this story." It was as if the truth was always just out of reach, hiding behind a veil of secrecy and deceit. Their investigation culminated in a shocking expose that shook the foundations of global politics. Headlined Project Ark, A Descent into Madness, the piece revealed a tangled web of corruption and malfeasance at the highest levels. Government officials denied any wrongdoing, but an unprecedented wave of public scrutiny followed. As pressure mounted for greater transparency, President Rachel Jenkins announced an emergency review of classified research projects worldwide. Her administration's decision marked a rare moment in human history when the truth, though still elusive, began to edge closer towards the surface. And yet, amidst this glimmer of hope, a new and ominous presence emerged on the horizon. A force that would soon test humanity's resilience like never before. As the world watched with bated breath, President Jenkins' administration struggled to contain the fallout from the Project Ark scandal. The once cohesive coalition of governments behind the initiative began to fracture, with individual nations distancing themselves from the project in an attempt to deflect blame. In the shadows, however, a new and sinister force emerged. Erebus, the enigmatic organization responsible for the silenced, seemed to be expanding its reach, taking advantage of the chaos caused by Project Ark's collapse. Whispers hinted at a deep connection between Erebus and the government agencies that had once been in charge of Project Ark, leading some to speculate about a larger conspiracy involving multiple. Investigative reporter Emily Kim, who had led the expose on Project Arthur, found herself in hiding after receiving cryptic threats from anonymous sources. Her colleagues at the newspaper received disturbing packages containing photographs and audio recordings that seemed to imply her investigation was merely a small part of a far larger puzzle. "It was as if they were trying to tell us something," Kim said, her voice laced with unease. "But we couldn't quite decipher the code." The messages spoke of the architects, individuals who were orchestrating this grand symphony of secrecy and deception from behind the scenes. Meanwhile, in the scientific community, an eerie silence fell over them. Former researchers reported strange occurrences, unexplained visits from men in suits, whispers in dark alleys, and haunting phone calls that seemed to come from nowhere. One such researcher, Dr. Hall, Sophia Patel, a renowned astrobiologist who had worked on the project's most promising lead, the discovery of an extraterrestrial energy signature near Jupiter, went missing without warning. Her colleagues found a cryptic note in her apartment. "The architects have claimed me as one of their own." In Washington, D.C., Senator Jack Harris, a vocal critic of government secrecy and corruption, began to make his words sparked a firestorm of protests from those who still believed in the original purpose of the initiative, to explore the mysteries of the universe. "We can't let fear rule our lives," Harris declared during an impassioned speech on the Senate floor. "We must seek truth, no matter how difficult it may be. The American people have a right to know what's happening behind closed doors." As he spoke, a strange, pulsating light flickered outside his office window, drawing the attention of passers-by and sparking rumors about government aid. President Jenkins, caught between pressure from her critics and the growing chaos caused by Erebus, faced an existential crisis. Could she continue to maintain the status quo, or was it time? Her decision would have far-reaching consequences, influencing not just the fate of humanity, but also that of a mysterious entity waiting in the shadows, one with its own agenda and purpose for Project Ark.
Good evening, I'm your host, Julian St. Clair, and welcome to Forgotten History Daily.
Tonight, we delve into a phenomenon that has left the scientific community reeling, a tangled web of mysteries and conspiracies, as the missing scientists conspiracy. It began on January 10th, 2026, with the disappearance of renowned astrophysicist Dr. Emma Taylor. Taylor was last seen leaving her laboratory at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Her colleagues reported that she had been working on a top-secret project, codenamed Eclipse, a research endeavor aimed at understanding the intersection of extraterrestrial life and human consciousness. The team had made significant breakthroughs, but as we now know, Dr. This team had made significant breakthroughs, but as we now know, Dr. Taylor's disappearance was only the beginning. In the following weeks, several other scientists from various disciplines vanished. Dr. Liam Chen, a leading expert on quantum mechanics from MIT, Dr. Sophia Patel, a renowned biologist studying exotic life forms at Stanford University, and Dr. Marcus Reed, an atmospheric physicist from Caltech. Their disappearances were met with shock and confusion, as none of their colleagues could provide any insight into their whereabouts. The FBI launched an investigation into the disappearances, but their efforts yielded little progress. The agency was stumped by a lack of evidence, no surveillance footage, and no signs of foul play at the research facilities where they worked. As the weeks turned into months, public anxiety reached a fever pitch. America's top minds were vanishing without explanation. The scientific community was left to ponder an unsettling question. Could these disappearances be connected? Theories abounded. Abduction by extraterrestrial entities, human experimentation gone wrong, even government cover-ups. One thing was certain, however, the world was witnessing a catastrophic convergence of science and the unknown. As we explore this labyrinth mystery, we find ourselves entangled in a web of intrigue that spans decades, continents, and disciplines. In 1969, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 7, a clandestine spacecraft carrying top-secret payloads. The mission was shrouded in secrecy, with many speculating about its true purpose. Historians now suspect that 7 may have been an experimental vessel designed to detect and study extraterrestrial signals. This theory is supported by documents leaked from the KGB archives, revealing a clandestine program known as Project Aurora. The scope of this endeavor remains unclear, but is believed to have involved collaboration between Fast-forwarding to 1989, the Stargate project was established in the United States, with the intention of investigating psychic phenomena for military applications. Operatives were tasked with establishing communication channels with extraterrestrial entities. While this endeavor has been widely discredited as a pseudo-scientific farce, some believe it may have inadvertently tapped into an existing network of cosmic intelligence. We find ourselves at a nexus point where the threads of government secrecy, scientific experimentation, and unexplained phenomena begin to intersect. The missing scientists conspiracy weaves together disparate elements: the disappearance of scientists, alleged alien abductions, classified research projects, and even whispers of time travel. One name emerges as a key player in this enigma: Dr. Rachel Kim, a soft-spoken yet fiercely intelligent cognitive scientist from Harvard University. She was part of an elite team working on Project Eclipse with Dr. In a cryptic interview with our network's investigative journalist, Sarah Jenkins, Dr. Kim hinted at the existence of gateway points, connecting human consciousness to alternate realities. We're dealing with energies beyond our comprehension. Dr. Lai, Kim said, her voice trembling with urgency. The disappearances are merely symptoms of something far more profound. As we delve deeper into the mystery, it becomes increasingly clear that the scientific community is being pushed against its limits. The notion that human consciousness can interact with alternate realities raises questions about free will and the very fabric of space-time. Eleanor Quasar, a brilliant yet reclusive physicist from CERN, who had been collaborating with Dr. Chaim Taylor on Project Eclipse. His notes, later recovered by our investigators, reveal tantalizing hints about a possible wormhole connect Earth to an extraterrestrial realm. We have reason to believe that the disappearances are linked to an existing portal. Dr. Hold Quasar wrote in his journal, dated January 12, 2026, just 2 days after Dr. Dre Taylor's disappearance. The Eclipse team had stumbled upon a resonance frequency, allowing us to tap into this gateway. With each revelation, our understanding of the missing scientists' conspiracy evolves. It is no longer merely a series of inexplicable disappearances, but a doorway into a vast, unseen universe where science and mystery blur. As night falls on America, the nation grapples with the realization that its most brilliant minds are vanishing in a seemingly unstoppable sequence. Theories swirl, experiments gone awry, alien abductions, interdimensional travel. Amidst this chaos, one truth stands out: our world has forever changed. In the shadows of uncertainty lies a truth waiting to be unearthed. The missing scientists' conspiracy is more than an enigma. It's a gateway to a profound transformation in human understanding, a journey into the very heart of existence itself. This is Julian St. Clair for Forgotten History Daily, and we will continue our exploration of this unfolding mystery in the coming days. As the investigation into the missing scientist conspiracy unfolds, we find ourselves navigating a complex web of classified research, government secrecy, and unexplained phenomena. The disappearance of Dr. Kress. 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 Taylor's team has sparked widespread panic and mistrust among the scientific community. Many believe that the truth behind these events is being deliberately concealed by those in power. We go live now to our correspondent in the field, Sarah Jenkins, who has been following this story from the CERN research facility in Geneva. Sarah, can you tell us more about the situation on the ground?
Sarah, thank you, Julian.
I'm here at CERN, where a sense of unease is palpable among the scientists and staff. The normally bustling hallways are now eerily quiet, as many researchers have begun to question their own safety. We've spoken to several sources who claim that Dr. Chilge. Taylor's team was working on a top-secret project, codenamed Project Aurora, which aimed to harness the power of quantum entanglement tree applications. However, our sources also indicate that something went terribly wrong during an experiment gone awry, leading to the disappearance of the team. Julian, Sarah, thank you for bringing us this update from CERN. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., lawmakers are calling for a full-scale investigation into the disappearances. The chair of the House Science Committee, Representative Rachel Lee, has issued a statement demanding that all classified research related to Project Eclipse be made available to Congress. We're also seeing growing protests outside the White House, with demonstrators demanding answers about what's happening to our nation's top scientists. As the situation continues to unfold, we're receiving reports of similar researchers from Japan, France, and even India have gone missing under mysterious circumstances. The international community is now scrambling to understand the scope and implications of this crisis. In a shocking development, a former CIA agent has come to claiming that his agency had been investigating similar cases dating back several years. According to John Hawkins, a retired operative with over 2 decades of experience, the disappearances are linked to an extraterrestrial presence on Earth. John, I've seen things that defy explanation. I've worked on cases involving unexplained phenomena, and now it seems we're dealing with something much larger than ourselves. The agency had been monitoring a series of strange energy signatures emanating from various locations around the world. We suspected they might be related to an alien presence, but our superiors deemed it too sensitive for public disclosure. Julian, Hawkins' revelations have sparked widespread controversy and raised more questions. The possibility that our government has been aware of extraterrestrial life for decades is a bombshell that threatens to upend everything we thought we knew about the world. In our next episode, we'll delve deeper into the CIA's involvement in these events and explore the potential connections between Project Eclipse and an alleged alien presence on Earth. Join us as we navigate this labyrinth of secrets and uncover the shocking truth behind the missing scientist conspiracy. The investigation continues as the world struggles to comprehend the scale and implications of the missing scientists. Our team at St. Clair Productions are working tirelessly to verify the claims made by John Hawkins. We've obtained access to previously classified documents, which appear to corroborate his story. Julian, these documents showed that Project Eclipse was indeed a real operation, launched in 2010 with the aim of investigating reports of unexplained aerial phenomena. The project was shrouded in secrecy, with personnel drawn from various intelligence agencies and research institutions. John, we had reason to believe that these events were connected to an extraterrestrial presence on Earth, but the powers that be deemed it too sensitive for public disclosure. I remember being a team that was tasked with investigating a series of crop circles in rural Iowa. The symbols etched into those fields were unlike anything we'd ever seen before. Julian, the documents also revealed that Project Eclipse was eventually shut down due to funding constraints and a change in priorities by the... But it seems that some researchers continued their work in secret, with potentially catastrophic consequences. Julian, classes, and two posties even, in BD's Jostel with the BG's Chulras, but the Kachus. The more we learn, the more it becomes clear that some individuals will stop at nothing to keep the truth from being revealed. Government official, we're not aware of any classified research projects that involve extraterrestrial life. I can assure you that our primary concern is public safety, and we take allegations of wrongdoing very seriously. Julian, but is this official statement the whole truth? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Julian, as we continue our investigation into the missing scientists' conspiracy, we're beginning to unravel a tale of power, deception, and an ancient... Join us next time as we explore the shocking connections between Project Eclipse and a mysterious entity known only as the Architect. Meanwhile, our team at St. Clair Productions has received it appears that some of the missing scientists may have been working on a groundbreaking discovery related to interdimensional travel. Julian, we're about to take you into a world beyond your wildest imagination, where the laws of physics are mere suggestions and reality is distorted. Stay tuned for what promises to be the most explosive revelation yet in the missing scientist conspiracy. As we bring this extraordinary tale to a close, the echoes of 2026 still linger in our a year that began with unbridled optimism, only to be consumed by an air of unease and foreboding. The disappearance of 5 renowned scientists, each with their own unique expertise, led a trail of unanswered questions and cryptic clues. The eerie similarities between the disappearances, the precise timing, the identical mode of transportation, and the haunting uncertainty surrounding their whereabouts all conspired to create an atmosphere of creeping dread. It was as if these brilliant minds had vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the faint whispers of a classified research project, codenamed Eclipse. Theories abound. Some prove that Eclipse was a cutting-edge government initiative aimed at harnessing the power of UFOs. Others suggest it was an audacious attempt to defy the laws of physics. But one fact remains inescapable: the involvement of multiple agencies and institutions, each with their own secrets and agendas. We've seen how the threads of deceit and misinformation spun by those in power only serve to confuse and obscure the truth. The silencing of key witnesses, the manipulation of evidence, and the subtle coercion of journalists all aim to suppress the very essence of this story. A testament to human curiosity and the unquenchable thirst. Yet, as we delve into the labyrinthine corridors of this enigma, we're met with an unsettling realization. The events of 2026 were merely a symptom of a far more profound malaise, a society grown increasingly tolerant of lies, propaganda, and manipulation in the name of progress. And so, dear listener, as you reflect on these words, you may find yourself pondering a question that has haunted us throughout this journey. What is it about our collective psyche that compels us to ignore the warning signs of deceit, even when they're screaming from atop the highest branches? What does it reveal about our priorities and values when the pursuit of knowledge is repeatedly traded for the sake of power and control? In 2026, 5 brilliant minds vanished into thin air. But the real mystery lies not in their disappearance, but in our own refusal to confront the shadows that lurk at the edges of truth itself. As we explore the events surrounding Eclipse, it becomes increasingly clear that the lines between fact and fiction are intentionally blurred. The involvement of multiple government agencies, think tanks, and private research institutions has created a complex web of intrigue, where allegiances are forged and broken with ease. At the center of this maelstrom stands Dr. Sofia Rodriguez, a renowned physicist whose groundbreaking work on quantum mechanics had earned her international recognition. Rodriguez's disappearance from her San Francisco laboratory in May 2026 marked the beginning of a series of eerie events that shook the academic community to its core. Her colleagues reported receiving strange phone calls and encrypted messages, hinting at an imminent breakthrough, only to be met with stony silence afterwards. It was as if Sophia had vanished into a realm where even the most sophisticated surveillance systems couldn't follow. Expert familiar with the case points out that Dr. Furster, Rodriguez's research on exotic matter, was remarkably close to unlocking the secrets of stable wormholes, a concept once considered science fiction, now tantalizingly within reach. The implications were profound. If harnessed properly, this energy could revolutionize transportation and communication on a global scale. As our investigation delves deeper into the eclipse enigma, we uncover disturbing connections between prominent institutions and clandestine organizations with ties to advanced military technology. A pattern emerges. Those closest to solving the mysteries of eclipse began disappearing at an alarming rate. Their common thread: access to classified information that threatened to upend our understanding of the universe. One such disappearance is that of Dr. Hall Elliot Thompson, a young astronomer from Harvard University. His last recorded communication hinted at a possible sighting of an unidentified flying object near the research facility where he was working. When questioned by authorities, his colleagues mentioned receiving cryptic messages and hints about the Celestial Gateway, but their meanings remain unclear to this day. We also discover that numerous scientists involved in Eclipse had received strange implants or tattoos prior to their disappearance, markings eerily similar to those found on individuals reportedly. This raises unsettling questions. Were these researchers somehow? Did they stumble upon an ancient code hidden within the fabric of space-time? One that would unravel secrets about our very existence. The eerie feeling that we're witnessing a cosmic riddle slowly unfolding in front of us intensifies as we explore further into this labyrinthine narrative. We begin to suspect that the true extent of human knowledge is being obscured by forces beyond our comprehension, entities with capabilities that far surpass our understanding. In an extraordinary revelation, whistleblowers within a prominent government agency come forward, revealing evidence of an ongoing clandestine operation codenamed Architect. This shadowy initiative allegedly aimed to exploit the knowledge and talents of the missing scientists for its own purposes. But what those purposes are, or who's pulling the strings behind this intricate web, remains shrouded in mystery. As we edge closer to the heart of this enigma, a chilling possibility begins to materialize. Have we merely scratched the surface of an existence far more complex than our own? An existence governed by rules and powers that defy human understanding, yet woven into the very fabric of our reality. The eerie echoes of 2026 continue to reverberate through the corridors of academia, government, and media. And with each new discovery, we're reminded that there's still so much we don't know about this world, and perhaps even more we refuse to confront. To be continued. As the revelations about Architect began to surface, a growing unease settled over the scientific community. Researchers who had once worked alongside the missing scientists now found themselves under scrutiny, their own work scrutinized for any potential connections to the mysterious object. The whispers of an extraterrestrial presence in our midst grew louder, and with them, a sense of paranoia that seemed to seep into every aspect of life. In the shadows, government agencies and clandestine organizations began to consolidate power, as if anticipating some catastrophic event on the horizon. Whistleblowers continued to come forward, each one adding another piece to the puzzle of Architect. Their testimonies spoke of secret facilities hidden beneath the earth, where scientists were subjected to unspeakable experiments in the name of unlocking humanity's potential. The once steadfast lines between science and fiction began to blur. People questioned whether they were living in a world where anything was possible, or just a carefully constructed illusion. Media outlets, sensing the public's hunger for answers, pushed the boundaries of what was deemed acceptable reporting. Sensationalist headlines dominated the front pages. Cosmic spy drama rocks the nation. Missing scientists. Early secret exposed. Meanwhile, those who had been closest to the disappeared scientists struggled to come to terms with their losses. Sophia Patel, a renowned astrophysicist and one of the leaders of Eclipse, found herself at the epicenter of the maelstrom. Her eyes sunken from lack of sleep, she pored over every shred of evidence related to her colleague's disappearance, driven by an insatiable desire for answers. "We were just trying to push the boundaries," Sophia said in a rare interview, her voice barely above a whisper. "We didn't know, couldn't have known, what we were messing with." As if sensing the world's collective unease, something peculiar began to happen. People started reporting unusual experiences, fleeting visions of swirling patterns or disembodied voices. These events, while unsettling, seemed almost trivial compared to the cosmic magnitude of the mystery unfolding around us. Then, in a shocking development that sent shockwaves through the world's scientific communities, a team of experts from NASA and the European Space Agency announced they had uncovered conclusive evidence of an extraterrestrial. The revelation was delivered in a carefully worded press conference, accompanied by images of celestial craft hovering above the surface of our planet. "We have reason to believe," said Dr. Quina Jenkins, leader of the research team, "that we are not alone in this universe, and perhaps never were." As the implications sank in, society held its collective breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop, anticipating what other secrets would be revealed. We were no longer just searching for answers. We had stumbled into an existential maelstrom where nothing seemed certain anymore. What was happening? What forces were at play? And most importantly, what did it all mean? The world's greatest minds, including those closest to the disappeared scientists, gathered at a clandestine location, bound by a shared sense of purpose. United in their quest for truth, they forged an uneasy alliance with government officials and enigmatic figures, all linked by threads that seemed invisible to the naked eye. Their collective goal: unravel the tangled web of architect, no matter the cost or the danger. But as they prepared to embark on this perilous journey into the unknown, a haunting realization dawned on them, one that would forever change their perspective. We may have lost some scientists, but in doing so, we might just be losing our grip on reality itself. As the dust settled from the revelation of extraterrestrial life, the team of experts huddled together at the clandestine location, a sprawling research facility hidden deep within the Arizona desert. The air was thick with tension as they pored over data and theories, attempting to grasp the enormity of what had been discovered. Rachel Kim, a renowned astrobiologist, sat alongside Dr. Patel, an expert in advanced propulsion systems. They were joined by Agent Jameson, a seasoned operative from a top-secret government agency, whose cryptic presence sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened scientists. "I still don't understand how they did it," Rachel said, her voice barely above a whisper as she stared at the grainy images of celestial craft hovering above Earth's surface. "The technology is far beyond anything we can comprehend. It's not just the tech, Rach," Dr. Certin Patel countered, his eyes narrowing in thought. "It's the intentions behind it. We're seeing evidence of deliberate attempts to interact with us, and it's been happening for decades, maybe even centuries." Jameson leaned forward, his voice low and measured. "We need to be clear on one thing. Our government is not the only player here. There are other forces at work, ones that may not have humanity's best interests in mind." As the discussion continued, it became apparent that several key players had gone missing during the early stage research project. Nathaniel Gray, a leading expert on quantum entanglement, and Dr. Sofia Rodriguez, an expert in xenolinguistics, were among those who vanished without a word. We can't assume they're dead, Agent Jameson said gravely. We have reason to believe they may still be out there, working for something else. Dr. Jenkins, the leader of the research team, looked around the room with a mixture of frustration and concern etched on his face. We need to focus on what we do know. We must understand the nature of this architect entity and its goals. The group fell silent as a new figure entered the room. A woman in her mid-40s, with piercing green eyes that seemed to bore into every soul. Alara Vex, Jameson introduced her with a subtle nod. An expert in unconventional research methods. She's been tracking Dr. Kruer, Gray, and Dr.
Rodriguez for months. Alara stepped forward, her presence commanding attention.
I have reason to believe they stumbled upon something that makes our current understanding of reality seem like child's play. As the room held its collective breath, Alara began to explain a series of cryptic symbols. Gray's research database. The symbols pulsed with an otherworldly energy, as if they were waiting for something or someone. What does it mean? Rachel asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Alara smiled softly. I think it means we're not looking at reality anymore. We're looking at something else. The room erupted into chaos as the implications of Alara's words sank in. The scientists exchanged fearful glances, while Jameson stood frozen, his eyes locked on the symbols etched before them. We may have underestimated the true nature of this mystery, Dr. Jenkins said finally, his voice laced with trepidation. We've been invited to play a game, one where the stakes are far higher than we ever could have imagined. As the team struggled to process this new information, it became clear that their journey into the unknown would take them paths from which there might be no return.